Well, we're back again. We're back at Prairie.
This is awesome.
It's pretty cool. Guys, welcome to the Goin Batty channel. Check this out.
This medieval contraption is what you tighten the ropes on your bed. So that whole good night sleep tight was tightening the ropes on the bed.
No box springs here.
Heather, what's that?
That's a chamber pot.
What's a chamber pot?
The pot you pee in.
Oh.
And that's the window you throw it out of.
Yikes.
No, I'm just kidding.
So, when I was in first grade, I read a book called The Little House in the Big Woods. And so this is sort of the house that they would live in. This is as big as the room would be, except right here there would be a wall. This would be their mother's and father's room. Their room would be upstairs. This would be the dining room and the kitchen. The attic, they would put meat, pumpkins, gourds, corn, pretty much anything that they need to dry up there or preserve. They didn't have a very big fireplace, and they didn't have any stone, so it wouldn't have been made of stone. It wouldn't have a fireplace. They would have a fireplace outside, and
They would have had a fireplace outside?
a fireplace outside. Then they would have a smokehouse about right here. Our smokehouse would be right here.
Smokehouse is right there.
Humongous yard.
What did Paul make the smokehouse out of?
Oh yeah, an empty log. I tried to do that when I was 1. Didn't work.
Right now is, so I already planed it, but now I'm kind of going back through and getting the rough spots that are harder to get with the plane. Unless I want to tear up the wood, which I can go the other direction, but I have the time, so I'll scrape. It's only the tear, but that's okay, I can finish that up. The more you work at it, the kind of bigger chunks you get.
So Max and I are under the impression that this is an elephant tooth. We found it in this box.
There's a conch shell right here. If you put it to your ear, you're supposed to hear the ocean. I heard the ocean. It says hi, guys.
and note irregularities. And he's probably thinking, Dr. Campbell, if you can use a stethoscope for cardio auscultations, can you also use them for pulmonary auscultations? The answer is indubitably yes. So to do that, you press the stethoscope against the back and thump while the patient takes deep breaths. Now with a little training, you can distinguish between the sounds and among the sounds of various respiratory ailments.
Ouch.
You can see the children and I were playing with this. We're putting 6 of them together to make a circle, to make a star.
Oh, okay.
All right. And then the next row, you turn, instead of putting the long inside, you put the short side
okay.
in like this. And now I want you to see what this does. All right. Now just stare at these 3 right here.
Okay.
All right. Do you see a cube?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And then you have a cube, and then here's the cube.
Yes, yes.
Here's the cube. Once you notice the cube, but then 1, 2, 3, we can start making another star over here. And then of course we can start putting another cube over here.
Because I see the stars, and then like when I look at it, I see the cubes.
You're right. In fact, sometimes it's placed. I sit here and I can see stars. If I move just a little to one side, suddenly it all is cubes. So imagine that big enough to go in your bed, where you can really see.
Yeah.
Have you ever made a bow tie quilt?
No. Now what is that?
They look like little bow ties.
Can you tell what time it is? Look at that. That is a sundial. How cool is that?
We'll use things such as riddles, perhaps, to teach things about geometry and geography. We'll use poetry for the younger children, and learn to teach them about reading and writing.
So, we just had an interesting experience at the schoolhouse. You saw a shot of it earlier. There were only 24 stars, maybe? Yeah.
I think, 24 stars.
On the flag. And when Max brought it up of why there weren't 50, the lady said,
she's like, well, that seems pretty ambitious to have 50 states. She's like, there's only 24. And I'm like,
threw you right back into 1836.
There are these signs on your way in, and they tell you what don't exist, and zippers don't exist yet. And that I talked to the lady that was at the front, and she's like, yeah, that's the one that usually gets people. It's like, what, zippers weren't around? But yeah, they weren't around yet. So
yeah. So everybody is here. They're playing the role of a person that lived in that time period, and they hold you accountable because they
talk to you as if you still live in this time period, which is pretty cool. I've been to a couple great places to learn about history, and this by far has been the best. So if you guys ever seem to be driving through Indiana, definitely come here. And the candle place. The candle place is amazing. You just walk in, it's like, it smells great in here.
Let's go check out some more.
Yeah,
all right.
Do that.
have to admit, this is the favorite part. My very favorite part of this whole experience. So Heather,
Yeah.
how about this garden, huh?
Yeah.
If we had all the ingenuity in the world and more sticks.
Yeah, we need more sticks. We got rid of our tree. We don't have any sticks anymore.
That's a lot of bamboo there though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But still, that would work.
Yeah, you could trellis your beans
Yep.
up that.
It's hard to see on video, but there's another thing that's kind of loop-de-loop. Hey, let's look at a loom.
Now, before you get started, I need to give you a little lesson to make sure. So we have a saying here that helps us dip candles. We say dip, drip, take a trip. Can you repeat that? Dip, drip, take a trip. Great. So what it is we dip in our candle, we let the extra drip off the end, and then we take a trip where we walk to the tree, touch the tree, come back, and then dip again. Now, since there are a few of you, I'm going to ask you guys to get in the line. Just because we don't want to dip at the same time, because we don't want anyone getting wax on each other. Okay. Great. Everything makes sense? Yeah. Questions? All right, great. Go ahead and start dipping.
Well, what do you think?
This place is pretty awesome. We've
It's
done
pretty awesome.
the Prairie town.
Yeah.
Jack and Max both said that they could have sat in the blacksmith shop all day long and watched that guy just do
He was
his
awesome.
thing.
I think we got a little bit of video of that.
You can, as soon as you enter the Prairie town, you can pick a card of what you want to be, and then you go around and you find the person that you want to be.
Yeah.
So
They give you characters to
yeah.
play while you're walking through the village. It's really awesome.
Miles was a hunter, and so he found the man who was the hunter, and he just carried on a whole conversation with him. And
Yeah, it was pretty
went
awesome.
into the general store, and they had a gun and traps and stuff like that. And,
Sure.
which is really neat. The boys were Jack was a craftsman, so him sitting in the blacksmith shop or watching them do the carpentry and the pottery making was really neat too. So
It's
yeah.
just a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, the boys talked with the doctor, and they were asking him about what do you do in case of a snake bite, and the doctor was like, your boys are very bright, you know, and they're all in. They act like they live in that time period, so
Very cool.
Talking
Very cool
about
exchange.
you would become an apprentice, and they would start you at 10. Like if you did well in school, they would start you at 10 because you could read, and then they would, you would pick a trade, and then by 12 you would solidify that's the trade you were going to do, and then at 15 you would become an apprentice, and that was everything. You could be apprentice to the potter, you could be apprentice to the carpenter, the blacksmith, or the doctor. So at 15 you would start being an apprentice to the doctor, and it was a 7-year apprenticeship. So Miles just informed me that the hunter asked if Miles wanted to be his apprentice.
Oh yeah.
So
and he totally would. So would Max
totally
probably.
would do that. So this place is really interesting. Right now we're in the Civil War encampment part, where Morgan's Raiders came up into Indiana and
We just
raided
started
up here.
in this
Yeah.
section, and I'll tell you, you won't go through Connor Prairie in one day. This is definitely a multi-day.
You can, but if you want to learn a lot, this is something that maybe if you find a campground around or a hotel and do a 2-day thing, so you can just kind of absorb everything that's going on.
That's right. All right, we'll show you some more.
You're supposed to be 18 to enlist. But if you're not and you want to fight anyways, there's some ways around that. Most common is to take a piece of paper, write 18 on it, stick that in your shoe underneath your foot. That way when you're standing up anyways, you're over 18. There you are.
More and more Hoosiers are opposing him every hour. So he needs to have his men east from here and somehow swing back home.
Well, that's a whole lot of riding. They gotta be tired.
Tired? Some of them are practically sleeping in their saddles. But the Raiders will do anything for the General Morgan. He needs to cause as much destruction in Indiana as he can.